you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Here I am. This is more Chris's era, isn't it, Chris? This one. Bit of hi-ho silver lining. Usual loud, brash, bold build-up at Molineux. We've had the light show. We've got lots of images of Wolves' eyes staring at us from the screens all around the ground. You can hear the fans joining in with the song as well. Premier League action on BBC Radio 5 Live here at Molineux. Wolves starting the 9th. In 11th spot in the Premier League on 13 points. Everton, couple of places above them on 14 points. But Chris Sutton, Wolves, very much the form team going into the game, unbeaten in their last 4 Premier League games, and actually very nearly made that 4 wins out of 4 had they not conceded a late penalty against Leeds at Ellen Road. The players are taking the knee at the moment. Martin Atkinson blows the whistle. Applause all around the ground. The game is underway. Chris.
Yeah, well, Wolves go into this game with the momentum, as you quite rightly say. Ali and Everton, they really need a result. They've fallen away the last couple of games, had a good start to the season, so a lot at stake this evening.
Ball played forward into the Wolves penalty area. Goalkeeper Jose Sarr comes to collect it. 2 changes for them from the 1-1 draw at Leeds. Ruben Neves comes into central midfield, replacing the Belgian Leander Dendoncker, and Trincao, the Portuguese on loan from Barcelona this season, is back in the starting lineup. Adama Traore drops to the bench. 4 changes for Everton. Luca Dean, apparently according to Rafa Benitez, has some discomfort, not involved in the matchday squad this evening. Tom Davis, Anthony Gordon, 2 academy products, drop to the bench. So does Salomon Rondon, yet to score for Everton. In come Mason Holgate, Jean-Philippe Gabama, more on him in a second, Alex Iwobi, and the Brazilian Richarlison making his first start in the Premier League in Everton's last 6 Premier League games. Wolves are in the old gold shirts, the black shorts, the old gold socks. They are playing from right to left in this first half, and Everton in bright blue, white shorts, white socks. Header flicked on by Semedo to Raul Jimenez. Miscue by Semedo, tries to keep that ball in play, but the flag is up on the far side, and that will be a throw in to Everton. So no Luca Dean, Chris, but it does still look like a 4. Yeah. My question is it Holgate or Godfrey in the left back? It's Godfrey in the left back position, I think, isn't it? It is, isn't it? Yeah, former Norwich man.
Yep, I know he's certainly played right back before for Norwich City. Versatile player, good signing for Everton, but he's not a natural lefty, of course, but needs must for Rafa Benitez's team this evening. I mean, the one I'm finding really interesting is Jean-Philippe Gabama.
Yeah.
He's been at Everton a while, but has barely played, so a big night for him.
Terrible time with injuries. He's got to try and do the job that Doucouré does in central midfield. Ball forward to Alex Iwobi, who started wide on the left-hand side. It's beyond him, and Jose Sarr, the Wolves goalkeeper, in bright pink, sees an opportunity to play out from his penalty area. Saiss with a left-footed ball, plays it to Ait-Nouri. Seamus Coleman stands in the way. Hwang side-foots a right-footed pass down that touchline, intercepted by Keane. He finds his skipper Coleman. Strong run from Coleman up the right, plays the ball into midfield. Here is Gabama, and the first thing he does tonight is give the ball away. Beautifully read by the Wolves skipper Connor Cody. Side foots a little pass to his right. Trincao has support on the outside from Semedo. Semedo plays it back to the long-haired, dark-haired Ruben Neves, into little João Moutinho, very quickly on from him. Right-footed pass out to Ait-Nouri. Wolves have possession, and they come back to the halfway line.
Yeah, well, Everton have set up as a 4-4-2. Graham Richarlison leading the line for them. Quite a narrow 4 in midfield, where Wolves quick switches of play. They'll try and to use those wing backs.
Here's Ait-Nouri taking on Townsend. Townsend wide on the right for Everton in their 4-4-2, gets a foot in and knocks the ball out of play. So Wolves have a back 3 as usual. Jose Sarr in goal. Max Kilman, Connor Cody remain Saiss, the 3 centre-backs. Ait-Nouri and Semedo, the 2 wing-backs. Moutinho and Neves in central midfield. Trincao on the right. Hwang on the left in support of Raul Jimenez. The ball is out for an Everton throw. The Everton 4-4-2, as Chris was just explaining. Jordan Pickford, the England keeper, in goal. Seamus Coleman right back. Ben Godfrey in the unfamiliar position of left back tonight. So Mason Holgate, making a 3rd Premier League start of the season, comes in at centre back alongside Michael Keane. Allan and Gabama in central midfield. Townsend on the right, Iwobi on the left, and Damari Gray in support of Richarlison up front. Everton have lost it. Here's Semedo on the right. Little trick to the corner of the penalty area. Plays it back to Neves. Neves under pressure from Iwobi. Comes all the way back to the halfway line. Good first touch from Cody. Cody with a low pass to his left. Rafael Benitez. He's gone for the casual look this evening. That looks like a tracksuit trouser to me from the 61-year-old.
Well, a tracksuit. Tracksuit bottoms. Do you call them a tracksuit trouser? Does anybody use language like that, Bruce?
Tracksuit trousers or tracksuit bottoms, it's the same thing, Chris, isn't it? You probably call it a lounge pants.
I've never heard that. I'm not far off 50, Bruce, and I've never heard a tracksuit trouser.
Cody, long ball over the top, which is chased by Trincao. He can't get on the end of it, and Jordan Pickford's in shorts this evening.
Is there anybody out there who, along with you, has heard of a tracksuit trouser?
I'm sure we'll find out from Mark Chapman at half-time. Michael Keane clears with his right foot, stooping header from Saiss, past Rafa Benitez in his tracksuit trousers, and out for a throw into Everton in the right back position. So 5 minutes played on 5 Live Sport this evening. Big week of live football. Wolves 0, Everton 0. 2 commentaries from the Champions League for you tomorrow night. Malmo Chelsea kicks off at 5:45. Vicky Sparks and Rob Green are over there for that one. Atalanta against Manchester United kicks off at 8 o'clock, and then on Wednesday night we've got full commentary from Anfield on Liverpool against Atletico Madrid. Wolves free kick inside their own half. Cody drops deep to the edge of his penalty area. Remains Saiss about 15 yards short of the halfway line on the left-hand side. Plays it back to Cody. Cody under no pressure at all. Takes a couple of paces forward. Rolls a pass to his right. Max Kilman, ever present in this Wolves defence so far in the Premier League this season. Neves with his right foot. Goes wide to Semedo. Back to Kilman. Kilman in his white boots. Plays back to Cody. Right in the middle of the Wolves half. Everton still decide to stand off. Then it's played up to Hwang.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, I think only one game. Well, not I think. I know only one game this season where they've had the better of the possession. That was against Burnley, where 52%. But the rest of the games have been outplayed in terms of possession. Rafa Benitez, glass half empty, I think. Bruce with the setup. 300 counter.
350th Premier League game as a manager tonight for Rafael Benitez, and he's watching his team out of possession, as they have been for much of the start of this game, as they have been for much of the start of this Premier League season. Neves plays it wide to the right. Kilman across the halfway line. Back to Neves. Wide to Semedo. Trincao just on his inside. Semedo uses a bit of pace. Tries to get past Iwobi. Still running. Godfrey goes shoulder to shoulder. And that is given in the end as a goal kick. The Wolves fans clearly.
Semedo cannot believe that.
No, don't agree.
Was he trying to kid the assistant on?
We'll have a look on our monitors in just a second. So Godfrey's certainly going to be tested though, Chris, in that left back position.
But the one thing he does have is he has really good physical attributes. He's pacey. But with Iwobi playing just in front of him on that left-hand side for Everton, no natural lefty on the left.
Missing players, of course. Abdoulaye Doucouré missing. Dominic Calvert-Lewin missing. Luca Dean not involved this evening. Yerry Mina also still missing for Everton. Here is Hwang, South Korean, the only Wolves player to score in the Premier League at Molineux this season. Top scorer so far with 4 Premier League goals. Wolves recycling possession, seeing a lot of the ball here. Kilman scurrying forward down the right. Neves drops deep, offers himself, plays it into the feet of Moutinho, gets it straight back. Neves to his left finds Saiss, crossing the halfway line towards Hwang. Little burst of speed from him. Down the left he goes. Ait Nouri feeds him. Hwang against Keane. Keane gets a foot in and knocks the ball out of play for a throw into Wolves on the left. Have you seen Hwang live yet this season, Chris?
Yes, I have at Southampton, where he didn't have...
Best game. Ait Nouri's cross in, block, and Wolves get a corner.
They eventually won the game. Brilliant goal from Jimenez. One long punt down the pitch, and Jimenez scored a wonderful goal. He didn't. Wolves are a team who have found the form, but Hwang has looked a threat, hasn't he, the last couple of games.
Corner Wolves. Early stages of the first half at Molineux in front of the giant stand colours, 2-tiered stand. The way to our left. Corner comes in from the left. In swinger, edge of the 6-yard box, cleared. Neves with the volley, hits it well, rebound, Pickford blocks it, and then it's hacked away off the line, and Everton survive. Mason Holgate in the right place at the right time. Neves is such a good striker of a ball.
Yeah, what a save from Jordan Pickford. Michael Keane heads the ball out, it's a looping header, and Neves strikes from the edge of the box, comes back to Connor Cody. Off Jordan Pickford. Cody should score, is actually leaning back and has scrambled clear from Everton. Cody should do better, Wolves should be ahead.
Incredible save from Jordan Pickford, because it was hit with such power and it came through a very packed penalty area. Seamus Coleman with a diving header away. Gabaman has lost it on the edge of the area. Hwang tries to play in Trincao. Everton get a foot in. Godfrey clears with his left foot up towards Damari Gray. The ball spins up in the air off his right foot and he wins a free kick as Neves barges into the back of him. Wolves 0, Everton 0.
And Jordan Pickford, so he's just telling his teammates to calm down, but you're right about the save. He sees it very, very late. Michael Keane wins the header. Neves hammers the ball, laces the ball towards goal. Pickford down to his right hand side, but Cody has to score that.
Just watching that replay, does Pickford save that rebound as well, Chris, or was it the defender that got
Pickford? Yep, Pickford
double
again,
save.
Double save. Gareth Southgate here this evening.
Yes, and all the talk about Aaron Ramsdale and his potential as an England goalkeeper after his performance this weekend.
Gareth's been pretty loyal to Jordan Pickford.
Yeah, Kilman trying to feed one in down the right hand side. Semedo chases, Godfrey's there. Pickford excellent with his feet normally as well, clears first time. Can only find Neves. Ramsdale's passing, I have to say, because I was there at the King Power Stadium on Saturday. Very impressive as well. So
better than Pickford, you think?
Not a big enough sample size to be able to make that sort of call, Chris. I think I'll sit on the fence.
What would be your typical sample size where you'd make the judgment? 6, 8, 10?
What, 10 games? 10 games probably fair, isn't it? Watching Ramsdale live. Jordan Pickford definitely the man in possession, and Gareth Southgate will certainly have been impressed with that early save. Wolves 0, Everton 0. Everton just one win in the last 5 Premier League games. Jimenez on the move for Wolves, stopped in his tracks by Allan to Gray. Good first time ball by Gray. Finds Townsend speeding forward down the right for Everton, chops back onto his left foot. Aït-Nouri.
He's better than that, isn't he?
Do you think? I thought that was a foul.
Not enough, Bruce. There has to be enough contact.
I thought Aït-Nouri was clever there, just sort of held on to him. And Townsend sort of lost his feet and went down, but you're saying...
He was looking for that, wasn't he?
You're saying
surprised at you.
Yeah, my game and all that.
Yep.
Pickford. Nice measured pass, low out of the penalty area to Allan. I'm going Allan. Are you an Allan man or are you an Allan?
John Murray's an Allan man.
He likes an Allan, doesn't he? Yeah. Allan. To Richarlison. Driving through the heart of that Wolves midfield. Neves in with a sliding challenge. Ball is back with Jose Sarr, the goalkeeper. One touch and then clear with his right foot up towards Jimenez, playing in the protective headgear as he always does now. Beaten in the air by Ben Godfrey, and the ball is back with Pickford. Wolves 0, Everton 0.
And Everton just have not got started in any way, shape or form. 12 and a half minutes in, it's all been Wolves. Everton struggle to get up the pitch.
Got the ball now with Michael Keane. Allan, busy Brazilian, comes towards him, tries a bit of disguise on the pass. Richarlison goes down, play continues. Hwang with the outside of his right foot finds Moutinho. Moutinho, 25 yards out, just gets the ball caught underneath his feet, plays it to Trincao. Oh, Pickford with another brilliant save. Full stretch, tips it over the bar, and that's a Wolves corner.
Yeah, once again, Jordan Pickford likes a flashy save, doesn't he? But Trincao, left-footed, whips the ball from the right-hand side of the box, about 20 yards out. Looks like it's heading in. It's going just under the bar, and Pickford, like a flying pig, Bruce, tipping it over.
A flying pig?
Flying pig, what a save.
What a save. Corner for Wolves. Wolves 0, Everton 0. And were it not for the heroics of Jordan Pickford, Wolves would already be 2 goals to the good. We've only played 13 minutes. Moutinho, deep corner to the far post. Pickford, like a flying pig again, off his line, punching clear with both fists. Semedo on the halfway line. Damari Gray is the only Everton player anywhere near. Semedo goes to his left. Moutinho plays it back to Aït-Nouri. Wolves have just slowed it down. for a second or two. Connor Cody directing operations. Plays it to Neves. Neves across to Semedo. Semedo opens it up. Plays it to the right to Trincao. Trincao drives the ball with his left foot across field. Bounces once. Controlled on the thigh by the left back, Aït-Nouri. Now to Coutinho.
With the narrow Everton 4 in midfield. They'll look for that switch.
Jimenez on the turn. Dribbling up towards the edge of the penalty area. Still going. Trying to feed in Hwang. Second chance. In off the post. Hwang has his 5th goal of the season. And it's been coming ever since the start of the game. Wolves lead Everton by a goal to nil. Jimenez created it, found his strike partner, coolly rolled in by the South Korean. It's Wolves 1, Everton 0.
Yeah, and the Everton players arguing with themselves. Wolves have thoroughly deserved this lead. They've been the dominant side in this opening 15 minutes. Brilliant feat from Jimenez, and Hwang is just really alert, passes the ball in, but we talked about the Everton narrow 4 in midfield. Wolves play through that. Jimenez on the half turn, 30 yards out, and he drives. I just wonder whether there may be an offside, or there'll be a VAR check with it, but I think he's onside. By the time the ball comes to Hwang. Jimenez drives.
It's up on the screen. Up on the screen at the moment. Checking goal. Possible offside.
Oh, let's have a look. It's a very tight one, but at the point when he...
Offside.
Is it offside?
Offside.
Yeah. Oh, that's a tight one, isn't it? The point where he actually kicks the ball.
Well, on our little monitor, it's come up as offside. On the big screens inside the ground,
offside, but are they checking again?
Okay, let's wait and see. Martin Atkinson, referee, being spoken to at the moment. Yeah, it's decision change, no goal. Everton survived. Pickford's made 2 brilliant saves. Hwang's had the ball in the back of the net, but it remains Wolves 0, Everton 0.
I'd love to see that again at the point where Jimenez touches the ball. It was very close.
Are you arguing with VAR?
Well, no, maybe arguing with my eyes. Well, but Everton get away with one there. That was too easy from Wolves' point of view. Jimenez driving into the box. Maybe, just maybe, that will spark Everton into a bit of life.
Well, they need something at the moment. They have not started well. Grateful to Pickford for 2 brilliant saves, and that was a very, very tight offside call by VAR. Aït-Nouri hooks the ball high up in the air. Richarlison just trying to get his body in the way here to win it for Everton, but Neves has it, plays it to Semedo, roared on by the home fans, tries to play it to Trincao down the right. Godfrey is able to intercept, back to Pickford. Pickford takes a touch, Jimenez tries to close him down. Pickford hurried into the clearance, clears with his left foot. Wolves winning all the 50-50s, the aerial challenges, picking up the loose balls, moving it quickly from right to left. Neves finds Aït-Nouri, moving forward at speed. Hwang with the step over, runs here, driven shot from Trincao, and Pickford is able to grab it at the near post, and Wolves fans,
Hwang appealing for a handball from the strike on goal. Great little over. Quick switch of play. Wolves have been so much more aggressive. And over from Hwang. Jimenez hammers the ball left-footed, deflected, and it's Michael Keane. Comes off Holgate's foot, bounces up. Oh, it does touch his hand, doesn't it?
Ball loops up in the air. I mean, VAR will have had a look and play
his
continues.
arms down by his side in a natural position, but I think it does touch his left hand.
Deflected shot, spun up in the air, wasn't going.
Would have been a harsh one, I think.
Very harsh, yeah. 18 minutes played, all Wolves at the moment. Wolves 0, Everton 0. You're listening to it on 5 Live or possibly the BBC Sounds app as well this evening, if you're on the move, or if that's how you like to consume your live sport. If you haven't got the app, then on your device, get to the App Store, download it. BBC Sounds, live radio's there, all the podcasts there as well. Monday Night Club tonight. We'll be on that Football Daily feed if you missed any of the show this evening. Here's Moutinho to Trincao. Trincao dribbles around Holgate, is very clumsily hauled to the floor. Wolves win themselves a free kick. Everton all over the place at the moment, Chris.
Absolutely. Good way of describing it. All over the place. Tricky Trincao drifts past Mason Holgate, 25-30 yards from goal. He pulls him back. Now, I've not seen a card yet, a yellow card yet. It's not a red card, but he's hauled him back. You usually see the referee pull a yellow card out in that situation.
You'd have thought so, wouldn't you? Because once he's beaten Holgate, he's closing in on the edge of the box, and he's got players either side of him to pass to, so I think Holgate's a bit lucky there. Free kick, could be Neves, could be Trincao.
Yeah, suits a lefty, level with the near post, 30 yards out.
I've already seen Neves give it the hammer early on in the game. When he does score for Wolves, they're quite often spectacular. Who will it be? Neves, couple of paces back with his right foot over the wall and wide and behind for the goal kick.
You did him in there, didn't you? Talking about spectacular goals, that was well over Jordan Pickford's bar.
Right, Wolves fans are booing and jeering because Jordan Pickford's gone off for a little chat with Michael Keane, so Wolves fans feel that he's delaying the restart and Everton are time wasting already. 20 minutes played in the game. But I'll tell you what, Chris,
be something, wouldn't it? Time wasting.
You made the point though. 5-2 defeat at home against Watford in the last game, where they're leading 2-1 with 12 minutes to go. It was the Anthony Gordon substitution midway through the second half when Rafael Benitez brought him off that caused the first real sort of chorus of boos, but the atmosphere by the end of the game at Goodison Park, and there's obviously lots of Everton fans who won't be inclined to give Rafael Benitez too much time.
No, and I tell you, Everton fans watching the first 20 minutes of this game looking for a response from their team, they'll be so disappointed.
Yeah. Richarlison's chasing a long clearance downfield. Cody gets to it in the left back position, takes his time, plays a pass to his goalkeeper Jose Sarr. Richarlison jogging across the penalty area, but Sarr's got all the time in the world to clear with his right foot. Headed away by Holgate, falls to Allan. Allan clips it forward. Damari Gray lays it off back to Godfrey, calls for it again. Gray with a quick turn, finds Allan with the pass. Allan's brought down by Jimenez, who was tracking back for Wolves. That's a free kick for Everton.
I've got to say, I think Damari Gray, from what I've seen of him in an Everton jersey this season, has been excellent. And Andros Townsend off the other side. They've been the two players who've been the driving force, I think, for Everton.
Yeah.
So far.
Well, by Everton's recent standards, it was a relatively budget summer. So 1.7 million for Damari Gray. Andros Townsend was a free.
Good business, really good business.
Damari Gray stands over the free kick. He's got the black gloves on this evening. Chilly night in Wolverhampton. Curling ball into the edge of the area. Saiss heads it away for Wolves. And Seamus Coleman is able to look up and swing a high crossfield ball away to the left. Semedo underneath it, wins the header. Lovely first touch by Trincao, bounces off the challenge of Iwobi. Hwang lays it back to Moutinho, and Wolves are moving forward quickly down the left. Jimenez decides to bring it infield, then goes down the middle of the pitch to Trincao. Trincao has drifted over to the left-hand side in this attack. Now Moutinho. Moutinho 10 yards inside the Everton half. Wolves just moving Everton around with ease midway through this first half. Still Wolves 0, Everton 0.
Everton, when Wolves have the ball, Everton are retreating. Everybody in their own half, and Wolves are still playing through them pretty easily.
Trincao on the turn, plays it to Ait-Nouri, dummies the cross with his left foot, plays it back to Trincao, who's a lovely mover with the ball at his feet. Neves, cross to the right, Kilman just inside the Everton half, uses Neves again as the link man in midfield. Cody to Saiss. Saiss brings the ball across the halfway line. Pass behind Ait-Nouri, so it just slows the move down. Infield to Moutinho, back to Cody, working it left to right, Wolves. Two Poppy Rees you can still see on the opposite side of the field to us, in front of all those Everton fans. You can see all the blue that they are wearing in the lower tier of that Steve Bull stand that runs along one side of the ground. Wolves have won a free kick, they've taken it quickly, totally in control of the game, but still 0-0, having had the Hwang goal disallowed for a very close offside decision by VAR, and two fabulous saves from Pickford. First time ball from Saiss to Hwang. stocky South Korean in the short sleeve shirt, also in the black gloves this evening. Wide to Aït-Nouri, right-footed ball, looped high in the air. Semedo challenges, wins the header, and Pickford is able to claim that easily for Everton.
There's a long looping cross from the left-hand side. Godfrey actually did well, stuck under the ball, but put enough pressure on Semedo where Semedo couldn't get a clear head on the ball.
Jordan Pickford couldn't see an option, eventually clears the ball long downfield with his left foot, and Everton
picked up every second ball.
Everton second best in every single department so far this evening. Jimenez now wide on the right. Aït-Nouri's made a run. Jimenez is able to find Hwang quite easily in the middle of the pitch. Gabama makes the first challenge, gets the ball back from Holgate. Gabama starts dribbling forward, takes it round Moutinho, cross to Townsend, and back to Seamus Coleman. So Jean-Philippe Gabama is an Ivorian who Everton signed from Mainz for £25 million back in 2019. This is only his 5th appearance for the club since then. He has had an absolutely terrible time of it with injuries. But he's in this Everton midfield tonight and not really able to help them take control of the game. Richarlison though plays it into Iwobi. Iwobi into the Wolves area, cross into the near post. Gray sticks a foot out, comes off his right boot and goes behind for a goal kick to Wolves. Chris Sutton.
First piece of incisive play we've seen from Everton. Iwobi on the far touchline, plays the ball back to Richarlison, who first time pops the ball into Iwobi's path, running onto it, but came to nothing.
25 minutes played, still 0-0. Bruno Lage, tall angular figure all in black, is now running down the left-hand touchline because he wants Aït-Nouri to get down there, wants his entire team to get moving forward again, wants them to build on the control they've taken in the first half of this game.
It looks like he's got some sort of drain pipes on, Bruno Lage. Bruce, remember those?
I do.
Would you have a pair?
Well, it's the fashion now, isn't it, Chris? It's like the skinny fit trouser, you know, figure hugging. And if you're like Bruno Lage and you got the legs to pull it off, I think that's okay. Flicked header from Trincao. Jimenez thought he might hit that first time with his left foot. Driving run to the near post, challenged by Seamus Coleman. He is furious with this Everton team because having made the tackle and made the block and conceded the corner, he smashes the ball into the advertising hoarding. He's trying to get a reaction, Chris.
Yep, an angry Seamus Coleman, I think, is having words with Ben Godfrey. Good touch from Jimenez, and it looked like Coleman was going to be second best, but he got back. Important challenge.
75% possession so far for Wolves in the first 27 minutes of the game. Still 0-0. Aït-Nouri with the corner, an away swinger headed down and in. Wolves have the lead, and Max Kilman has the goal, his very first for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Powerful header. Jordan Pickford couldn't stop that one. Wolves 1, Everton 0.
Brilliant header, textbook header, back across the goalkeeper. Pickford no chance. There's a left-footed outswinger, and Kilman gets up really well, but Everton haven't competed all night. Kilman, 8 yards out, nobody on the post for Everton. Leaps really well, controls the header. Good morning, Vicar Bruce, down into the floor, into the corner. But Everton haven't been at the races, and 1-0 in many respects flatters Everton.
Great moment for Max Kilman. First man to him was the captain, Conor Cody. He knows exactly what that means. Signed from Maidenhead United back in 2018. 24 years old, now a regular in this Wolves defence. His 44th appearance for the club tonight, and a first goal for them. Hugely popular inside the stadium, and Everton have been hapless, giving the ball away straight from kick-off. Pickford has to rescue them, racing off his line, gives it the hammer with his left foot, clears it long downfield. Kilman wins the first header. Moutinho's there to chip one forward. Ben Godfrey underneath it for Everton. Moutinho jumps, chests the ball down, can't keep it in play, throwing for Everton on the left. Everton have been awful.
What's it going to take for Everton to actually spark into life and compete?
Well, here come Wolves again, sensing the opportunity to hit Everton while they're down. Hwang with the outside of his right foot, looking for a run forward from Neves, couldn't find him. and it's with Pickford. Pickford just stands with the ball at his feet, tells his team to calm down, taps his forward, and actually shakes his head. He can't quite believe what's going on this evening.
Well, they have been insipid, haven't they? Everton just have not got going. I mean, there are the positives for Everton so far this evening is Jordan Pickford has made a couple of saves. That is it. But you have to compete. Off the back of a 5-2 mauling by Watford, who haven't had a great start to the season, I would have expected a much better response, a bit of effort getting up to the ball. They are so passive, Everton.
Terrible first half hour for Everton. Wolves have been excellent. They're leading by a single goal to nil. BBC Radio 5 live at Molineux. 2 nights of Champions League commentaries on the way for you. 2 games tomorrow back to back. Malmo Chelsea at 5:45, Atalanta Manchester United at 8 o'clock, and then Liverpool Atletico in full on Wednesday night, with updates from Manchester City against Club Brugge at the Etihad Stadium. Wolves on the ball, in control, under the lights at Molineux. Moutinho curls a pass along the floor to Kilman. Kilman to Cody. Cross to Saiss, inside the Wolves half, wide to Aït-Nouri, finds Moutinho.
They just go from one side to the other easily.
No pressure, Chris, is there? No. Kilman plays it back to Sarr. Sarr inside his own penalty area. Richarlison jogs towards him. Sarr clears with his right foot.
He picks up the second ball.
Wolves again. Trincao finds Aït-Nouri in a lot of space on the left. Dangerous cross in. Keane clears it on the half volley for Everton. Here's Neves onto it quickly again. Controls it and plays it wide to Aït-Nouri. Neves with his right foot. Back to his central midfield partner Moutinho. Moutinho back to Cody. Everton just not seeing the ball.
They are jogging up to the ball. There's no intensity when they are pressing the ball. And Wolves are winning this at will at the moment.
That's a cancer. Townsend plays it back to Seamus Coleman. Coleman trying to demand more from this lacklustre Everton team. Coleman with his right foot into midfield. Gabama holds off Moutinho. Moutinho buzzing around behind him, showing exactly that sort of intensity that Everton have been lacking this evening.
But there you go, Godfrey.
Oh, it's terrible. Back pass. Jimenez in. What a ding. Over Pickford and into the back of the net. Absolutely hopeless from Everton tonight. Ben Godfrey it was who played the pass, down on his haunches, head in his hands. Jimenez says thank you very much, and what a delightful dink finish to make it Wolves 2, Everton 0.
Oh, it's a gorgeous finish, it really is. Ben Godfrey out at left back. A natural left back there with the crossfield ball, would have let the ball run across his body and he would have taken the ball with his left foot. Goes back on his right foot, takes the touch. Such a careless back pass, underweighted, and Jimenez sharp onto the ball, really aware. Holgate's too late on it, and then the finish. It's so cheeky, so clever. Gets his head up. Jordan Pickford stoops, and Jimenez just dinks the ball. Quick first touch and dinks the ball over him. Such a clever finish. Cheeky chip. Wolves absolutely brilliant and well worth their 2-goal lead.
Wolves 2, Everton 0. You can hear what the fans make of it inside the stadium. Everton have been dreadful. I mean, this could be 4 or 5 quite easily by now.
Absolutely. Whatever Everton fans are making of this display, couldn't get much worse than being walloped by Watford. Looks like they'll be walloped by Wolves this evening.
Neves playing it back to Kilman. Raul Jimenez now. 5 goals in 5 Premier League games against Everton. The only player previously in Premier League history to score in his first 5 Premier League games against Everton, Ian Wright. So Jimenez has matched that record. Alan with a floated cross towards Richarlison. Headed away. Ball falls to Aït-Nouri. Aït-Nouri up the line to Hwang. Holds off Coleman. Wins the free kick.
I mean, Wolves are toying with Everton. I don't understand this evening how Everton are trying to get up the pitch, what their patterns of play are. And Rafa Benitez, such a wonderful reputation as a coach.
Yeah.
What are his team this evening?
Thing is, Chris, this season started with 3 wins in the first 4 Premier League games. Beat Southampton, beat Brighton, beat Burnley.
Calvert-Lewin was in the team.
That's right. And Doucouré's now gone missing. But can you really, key players I know, but 2 players, and suddenly the whole thing falls apart?
Don't have that natural target to hit up top, maybe, but that's no excuse for the all-round performance this evening. Wolves are doing what they like. Everton have set up as a 4-4-2, but they cannot get near Wolves.
Iwobi now wide on the right for Everton. Wolves have it though with Semedo wide on the right for them. They're changing system here, Chris. They've gone to 3 with Godfrey on the left side. No, we'll have a look in a second. Here's Hwang.
Iwobi's come to the right.
Yeah.
Whether that's just the way that players panned out at this moment in time.
Maybe it's that. Iwobi finds Townsend. Nice one too. Richarlison making a run. Got to try and stay onside. 3 Wolves players chasing Townsend. No free kick.
Looks hungry Wolves.
Here's Trincao. What a run that is from Semedo outside him. Trincao holds on to it. Dribbles past Holgate with ease. Turns on the corner of the Everton penalty area. Strokes it with his left foot back into midfield to find Moutinho. 10 minutes remaining in the first half. BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Lovely flick from Jimenez. Jimenez to Hwang. Back to Jimenez. Looks for Hwang again. Iwobi's there. Eventually to win it back for Everton. Plays it back to Pickford. Chance to clear.
Yep, and the Wolves 3 centre-halves. Long ball from Pickford. Guess what? Seiss wins the ball up against Richarlison, who's not renowned. He's not bad when the ball goes into him, but they have to be exact. Have to drop it in on his chest. An easy win for Wolves again.
Ball runs to Gbaman in midfield. Gbaman to Gray. Gray coming back towards him. Gbaman with his right foot out wide to Iwobi. Iwobi's definitely taken up
to the right-hand side.
Yep. And Townsend's out here as well. So there's no width at all on the left for Everton. Demarai Gray is over there at the moment, but still sort of playing up top with Richarlison. Wolves leading Everton 2-0. Townsend back to Coleman. He almost let that ball go underneath his right foot because he wasn't looking further up the pitch. Rafael Benitez, I can see, is talking. Ball drops here to Demarai Gray, edge of the Wolves penalty area, lines up the shot. That is dreadful. Hooks it terribly wide, behind for the goal kick. Chance came out of nothing, and that was just a miserable finish.
Well, I'm not surprised. He's in my fantasy team and I'm having a shocker this season, but that was a chance for Everton to get back into the game. A wild clearance from, I don't know which Wolves midfielder it was, and the ball goes through to Gray, who drives into the box, and he's 14 yards out. Horrendous finish. Whips it probably 20 yards wide of Jose Sar's right hand post. An opportunity, Everton don't take it.
Just to make you feel slightly worse about that, Chris, that man Dave has Raul Jimenez in his team, so that little dink will have delighted our friend Dave. The next Fantasy 606 podcast will be out for you on Thursday on the BBC Sounds app. You can get in touch with us, fantasy606@bbc.co.uk on the email address, please. Header from Godfrey. Down the left for Gray. Gray gets a nudge in the back, does win a free kick for Everton. Ben Godfrey will be feeling absolutely terrible about his back pass that gifted Wolves that second goal. Still brilliantly finished, of course, by Jimenez. Coleman's chip into Hwang, and it's actually caught Hwang amidships, and he's down and in a little bit of pain here, but actually plays continued. So he rolls over onto his back, clutching that area, and eventually the ball is booted out of play, and it'll be a throw-in to Everton, who are trailing Wolves by 2-0.
Yeah, new balls needed for Hwang.
So, stoppage in play. Rafael Benitez is getting the message across to Alan at the moment, and something needs to be done quickly for Everton here. The disappointing run of results started with a 3-0 defeat away to Villa. They were then knocked out of the League Cup by QPR on penalties after a 2-2 draw at Loftus Road. Beat Norwich at Goodison Park, that is the only win in the last 6 games. Got a good draw actually at Old Trafford, Chris.
Played very well,
Against Manchester United. Then lost at West Ham and deserved to lose that game, didn't they?
Yeah, so the change in system, I think they're a 4-3-3 now. Gray off the left, Iwobi off the right, Richarlison as a central striker, and Townsend just dropped into central midfield.
Right, okay. Here's Gray, who did have that chance for Everton, dragged it woefully wide, tackled down by the byline. Wolves in the right back position, clear it with Semedo. Jimenez gives chase, puts Holgate under pressure, catches Holgate. Free kick, Everton just inside their own half, wide on the left. 6 minutes left in the first half. Wolves leading Everton 2-0.
Actually done that well, Wolves, when the time is right and they're under pressure. The back line from the Everton forwards, they can go bang, one ball into Jimenez.
Michael Keane floats it to his right. Seamus Coleman closed down, hassled and harried by Hwang. It's quick Hwang as well, he's won it. Knocks Coleman off the ball, tries to get it to Jimenez. Over exuberant in that challenge on Gibama. So Everton get the free kick, but he's sharp, Hwang. And he wasn't letting Coleman rest for a second there. Bringing the ball out from the back is Alan. Floated over the top of the Wolves defence. Richarlison gives chase. Should be able to keep this in play. Offside flag goes up. Richarlison hasn't had a sniff tonight.
No, I think that was one of those decisions from the assistant which infuriates supporters. Went so early, it was a long way offside, and the assistant waiting an age.
They're told to. They're doing what they're told, Chris. If that was you,
and that's frustrating.
If that was you doing that job, you would do that. You would have to do that. You'd have to toe the line, Chris.
Yeah, but it's still frustrating, Bruce, isn't it?
Well, it's his job. It's the rules, the laws.
You'd have made a really good traffic warden.
Cody taking the free kick for Wolves. They've been excellent. They're leading by 2-0. Kilman and Jimenez, the goal scorers this evening. Win for Wolves takes them up to 7th above Brighton on goal difference. Good switch to the left it was. Aït-Nouri was tackled. Ball's gone out for an Everton throw wide on the right. Iwobi throws it back to his skipper Coleman. Iwobi from the throw plays it back to Coleman. Everton are giving it away. Trincao thinks about challenging for the header, leaves it to Holgate. Godfrey runs away from Trincao down the left. Good speed from Godfrey. He's tackled.
Trincao tracked Godfrey really well.
Sarr with a wild slice on the half volley. Damari Gray, difficult ball to control, spinning onto his right foot, spins off his right foot and goes out for a throw in to Wolves. Wolves 2, Everton 0. Close up of Jose Sarr, who has a very pointy, sharp beard. Bit of David De Gea about Jose Sarr. Goalkeeper brought in to replace Rui Patricio, who's now Jose Mourinho's goalkeeper at Roma. Here's Cody. Cody just able to run forward up towards the halfway line. Neves drops deep between the centre-backs, gets it from Cody, plays it to Kilman, gets it back from Kilman.
Good footballer, isn't he, Connor Cody? Very comfortable, stepping in and driving with the ball.
Precise with his left foot. Jimenez will chase. Holgate's got it covered, you'd think. Under pressure, clears on the turn with his right foot. Aït-Nouri intercepts it, runs away from Iwobi up to the corner of the Everton penalty area. Blue shirts backing off. Hwang has stayed wide. Hwang takes on Iwobi on the outside. Coleman's there as well. Hwang beats Iwobi. Then eventually comes off him and goes behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, go on. Iwobi's recovery run when Aït-Nouri drives past him, he just stops. There's no intent there to win the ball back, and that's been Everton's biggest problem. If you're an Everton fan watching this game, you think the players aren't trying. It's just not been good enough. You know, the basics: run around, get up to people, make challenges. And they are miles off it. Miles off it.
They're at home to Tottenham on Sunday, which is a 5 Live commentary.
It'll be a cracker, won't it?
I'm doing it actually, Chris, thanks. Richarlison's gone down. Won a free kick late in the first half for Everton. Tottenham might have the new manager in place by then. We think it's going to be Antonio Conte. Plenty of discussion and debate about that on the Monday Night Club tonight, which will be available for you On the Football Daily feed on the BBC Sounds app later tonight, early tomorrow morning, if that's when you listen to it, as well as our bonus European away podcast. John Murray and Leon Osman in Bergamo at the moment. Free kick into the penalty area. Oh, and it's volleyed over the bar. Offside anyway. Holgate over the bar.
That just about summed up Everton's half the miss. Whipped in left-footed from Andros Townsend. I think it's Iwobi with the flick, and Holgate goes early, doesn't he? The ball's flicked on, it's 6 yards out, level with the far post. Balloons it over with the outside of his right foot.
30 seconds left of normal time, and I think it's 2 minutes of added time, because I saw our fourth official, Andre Mariner, turn a couple of minutes ago and just lift two fingers in the air. Here he comes with the board. Saiss, left-footed pass. Hwang flicks it around the corner with his right foot. Coleman's got to be sharp to get to that. Plays it back to Pickford, almost too short. Pickford's there in time. Clears with his left foot. 2 minutes of added time.
2 minutes added time.
Start now. Wolves 2, Everton 0. Hwang almost runs into his strike partner Jimenez. Works out for Everton. Here's Iwobi, running forward with the ball at his feet, running from right to left. Support from Godfrey. 25 yards out in the inside left channel. Goes wide to Damari Gray. Onto his right foot. Back to Godfrey. Godfrey looking for the run of Allan. Kilman intercepts for Wolves. His clearance finds Gray. Gray with a little trick. Then a slip. Still going. Semedo gets his body between Gray and the ball. He's able to run away with it. Knocks it into the shins of Gray and wins the throw in for Wolves.
And the first time we've seen Everton put Wolves under any sort of pressure in the final third, and we're in injury time in the first half. Just not good enough.
No, been really poor from Everton first half. Michael Keane with a backheeled volley clearance which very nearly landed him in trouble. Hwang and Jimenez were sniffing around looking to get onto it, but in the end he got it back to Pickford. Pickford's here waving his teammates up the pitch. 50 seconds left in the first half. Pickford launches it long. Saiss heads it powerfully away. Hwang nods it down to Moutinho, who cuts across the ball. Trincao controls it well in the centre circle. Trincao tries to beat Godfrey. Felt he was fouled, doesn't get the decision. Gibaman plays it back to Keane. 30 seconds to go at the end of the first half. Iwobi to Gibaman. Gibaman with his right foot overhits the pass. Godfrey will chase it. It's never going to get it. And the ball goes out for a throw into Wolves. If you've made a long journey down from Merseyside this evening to watch this first half performance by Everton, it's not been worth it.
Wouldn't have mattered if you'd have been an Everton fan and you live round the corner. It's not been worth it.
No. Half-time whistle goes. Wolves fans delighted, as you'd expect, because let's not take any credit away from them. They really have been good. They lead 2-0, and were it not for two brilliant saves by Jordan Pickford and a very tight VAR decision to rule out Hwang's goal, it could easily be 5-0. Kilman and Jimenez with the goals. Everton, Chris, just hopeless.
They have been hopeless. Rafa will no doubt read the riot act at half-time. Everton 2-0 down. Wolves have been excellent. Classic header from Kilman. Wonderful finish from Jimenez. Should be more. Everton have to respond.
Well, I wouldn't mind being in that Everton dressing room at half-time. Rafael Benitez, I imagine, will absolutely rip into them. Half-time at Molineux. Wolves 2, Everton 0. Thank you, Mark. Yes, you'll now find that Champions League goal scorer filling his face with sausage rolls at half-time at Molineux. That looked good, Chris, the premium.
Don't be jealous.
No, I am jealous. That looked really good. That came from your friend, didn't it, in Holt?
Coffee shop, Black
Yeah.
Apollo.
Our fellow fantasy football manager, Jamie, if he's listening this evening. That looked extremely good. Hope your team's going okay. Everton haven't been good at all. Wolves have been excellent. They lead Everton by 2-0. I'm going to get Chris's thoughts on the half-time substitution that Rafa Benitez has made. Gabama, having started the game, making only his 5th appearance for Everton, has come off at half-time, having missed so much of the last couple of seasons with injury. And Fabian Delph, a 31-year-old, is on for only his 2nd appearance in the Premier League this season. The other one as a substitute as well in that problem position in central midfield, and he's sitting right there at the moment.
Yeah, so Everton 4-1, 4-1. in this second half. They need to respond.
They're in the blue shirts, white shorts, white socks, trailing 2-0, playing from right to left in this second half. Early attack for them, good ball in from Townsend, very nearly headed into his own net by Connor Cody. Felt he had to get something on it, glanced it across the goal and behind for a corner to Everton. So that is a better start for Everton.
Yeah, just a little bit of aggression, make a challenge. Townsend in the wide area. I tell you what, it's either brilliant from Cody or the biggest fluke ever. I'm going for the biggest fluke ever. He actually, running back towards his own goal, level with the near post, 6 yards out, glances a header wide of the far post.
Demarai Gray takes the corner. That is good delivery. Drops into the 6-yard box. Wolves have managed to get it away. Semedo at pace down the right, chased by Alan. Plays it on to Aït-Nouri. Hwang on the ball, chips it over the top. Semedo's continued the run. Pickford's read it off his line quickly. Clears it with his left foot. Hooks it up to the halfway line. Townsend wins a 50-50. Didn't see too many of those won by Everton in the first half. Good skills from Iwobi in a tight spot as well, and he's opened it up for Gray on the left-hand side. Gray into the Wolves penalty area. 2 defenders there. Kilman stands strong, gets a foot on the ball, clears it out for a throw-in to Everton on the left.
Yeah, response from Everton. Good challenge from Neves it was. Waiting for Demarai Gray to get the ball back on his right foot, which he did.
Jimenez wins it off Delph in the right back position for Wolves, plays it to Trincao. Trincao strokes a lovely measured pass across to Aït-Nouri, who was moving forward down that left hand side at speed. He slowed for a second, plays it back to Trincao. Hwang makes a diagonal run to the left, but Trincao works it over to Jimenez on the right hand side. Wolves 2, Everton 0. Early stages of the second half. Neves and Moutinho exchanging passes in midfield. Saiss, first time ball up to Hwang, gives it straight back to the tall Moroccan. Out wide to Aït-Nouri, sees a bit of space to run into. 10 yards short of the Everton penalty area, pass is blocked, falls to Iwobi. Iwobi is half dragged back by Aït-Nouri but keeps it, and Delph gets it for Everton. And comes back to Jordan Pickford. So Wolves have Jose Sarr in goal, 3 centre-backs. Kilman, who scored his first goal for Wolves tonight to give them the lead. Connor Cody, the captain, and remains Saiss. Semedo and Aït-Nouri, the full-backs. Moutinho and Neves in central midfield. Hwang has just done well to win the ball off Seamus Coleman. He and Trincao in support of Jimenez, who provided a wonderful chipped finish for the second goal after the poor Ben Godfrey back pass. Trincao just hobbling away from a challenge in midfield. Alan brings it forward, tries to flick a ball in field with the outside of his right boot. Couldn't find Richarlison. Cody has it. Cody to his left to Saiss. Hwang again running back towards the halfway line. Plays it straight back to Saiss. Saiss looking for that ball down the channel. Jimenez couldn't control it. Everton have it again. Wolves in the old gold shirts, black shorts, white numbers on the left hand side of the shorts, and old gold socks with the black tops, defending the goal away to our left, and defending at the moment with Everton in possession. Gray back to Delph. Andros Townsend makes a little darting run in midfield. Delph decides not to use him, goes across to the right to Coleman, played back to Michael Keane. Little 1-2 with Delph. Wolves have every outfield player behind the ball. Jimenez is doing the chasing at the moment. Keane runs away from him, crosses the halfway line and plays it low to Coleman on the right. Gives it to Iwobi. Iwobi to Delph. Delph opening play up to the left. Godfrey will chase it. Semedo should get there first. Clears it with his right foot. Out for a throw into Everton on the left-hand side. It feels like a more even contest at the moment, Chris.
Yep. Everton, to their credit, they had to come out and do something, and a bit more control in possession, pushing Wolves back, but Wolves now with the back 5. Poor pass from Delph. They go 5-4-1. Wolves out of possession. 3 centre-halves play very, very narrow. And this will be an important 3 points if Wolves do see this out. They'll leapfrog Everton, and they will carry on their momentum. Slow start to the season. I think some of the performances, you think about the Manchester United performance where they absolutely battered Manchester United, ended up losing the game, didn't score enough goals, but the goals have started to come.
Close games, weren't they? Remember they lost to Leicester by 1-0. The United game you're talking about, Tottenham, they lost that 1-0 to an early goal. I did the Brentford game here actually.
They were poor there.
They were quite well beaten that day, but have have really improved since then. So Everton, we're saying 4-1-4-1 with Delph in the holding role in midfield, having come on at half-time. Hwang's down, doesn't get the free kick. Alan plays it forward. Here's Townsend. Richarlison making the run. Townsend, though, sees Gray on the left-hand side. Gray takes a touch, drives it with his left foot. Good defending. Neves is there to make the block behind for a corner.
I think it was Kilman who actually got back, but Neves tracked him well. Great. And I've got to say, I thought it was a foul on Hwang and Michael Keane. Clever little reverse pass from Alan, I think, in the midfield. Townsend then releases Gray. No, it is Neves who gets back. Good spot, Bruce.
Thanks, Chris.
Sliding challenge.
Corner in from Damari Gray with the right foot straight into the arms of Jose Sarr. Catches it and immediately gets Wolves going. Rolls it to Jimenez. Jimenez on to Hwang. Has a teammate out wide on the left. It's Trincao. Hwang and Jimenez making forward runs. Delph is there to cut it off for Everton. Gets a right foot on the ball and knocks it out for a throw into Wolves wide on the left. Wolves 2, Everton 0.
Abby and Delph to spot that situation. Wolves, as we know, can be really devastating on the counter-attack. Jimenez using his pace to try and get them behind. Good spot from Delph, who puts it out for the Wolves. Throw in on the left, level with the edge of the Everton penalty area, taken by Aït-Nouri, down the line to Jimenez. Iwobi in with a challenge and came in so fast and furious, he's toe punted the ball straight behind for a corner to Wolves. I actually texted Mark Chapman at half-time to ask John Murray whether he called them tracksuit trousers, because I've got a feeling John might be... Listen, you're clutching on it. You're in the minority.
There's nothing wrong with that, Chris. Quite happy with that. Still an accurate description of what they are. Corner on the left for Wolves, leading 2-0. Aït-Nouri, away swinger, headed away by Keane. Iwobi lets it bounce past in Moutinho. Plays it out to Aït-Nouri, little step over. Back to Moutinho. Quickly back to Aït-Nouri, trying to play the 1-2 with Trincao. Iwobi is strong in the challenge this time for Everton. Across to Alan. Alan forward to Townsend. Stretched to control it. Did well. Gliding down that right-hand side. Overruns it. And out for a throw-in to Wolves wide on the left. So Everton 4-1-4-1. Pickford in goal. Coleman, Holgate, Keane and Godfrey remains the back four. You've then got Fabian Delph in that holding role. Alan, Townsend in central midfield, Iwobi on the right, Damari Gray on the left, and Richarlison as the lone striker doing the chasing up front. It's been a fairly lonely evening. Oh, he's been given the ball by Sarr, and has it ended up? No, it hasn't ended up in the back of the net. How did Wolves get away with that? Sarr passed it to Richarlison.
How did Richarlison not score?
Richarlison tried to take it past him. Cody was back there to help out. They ended up in a big bundle, and Richarlison just couldn't force the ball over the line. Cody's hurt, and he wants the ball knocked out of play because he needs treatment. His teammates haven't seen it. Neves is there now. Neves knocks the ball out of play. Chris will get a chance to have a look at the replay. What a remarkable, gift offered up, and then opportunity not taken.
Absolute shocker from Sarr. I mean, it really is. Under no pressure, Saiss plays the ball back, takes it, he just passes it straight to Richarlison. Cody does so well without Cody, who lunges towards the ball. Richarlison puts it in, Sarr gets back as well. It looks like it's heading in. It's a combined effort, but talk about trying to gift Everton a goal there.
Connor Cody has hurt. Yeah, well, this could be a problem, and it was totally unnecessary, really. I mean, he had to get back and make the challenge, but Wolves didn't need to put him in that position. Right foot twisting maybe as he made the challenge, being hauled to his feet.
It's a strange pass from Sarr, because how did he not see Richarlison? Just passed it straight to him. He was 10 yards away. Side foot pass. Richarlison must have been shocked.
Yeah. Must have felt certain he was going to score. Couldn't tuck it away. Came off the bench to actually put Everton 2-1 up against Watford in their last Premier League game. Held that lead until 12 minutes to play, and then Everton totally capitulated. Turned up here for the first half and continued in that sort of form. Have improved since then, but still trail by 2-0. Back underway. Cody's okay, not moving totally freely, but hopefully we'll be able to to run the pain off. Trincao, now Aït-Nouri, running forward, away from Delph. Delph tries to get back at him. Free kick for Wolves, 35 yards out, central position. Aït-Nouri's loved getting down the left. Semedo's enjoyed getting down the right. Trincao with the ball at his feet tonight. Hwang's been causing Everton problems as well.
He's been a good outlet, hasn't he? Aït-Nouri. Marcel, one of the players in my fantasy team. Not quite. He's not on the bench, is he? Not
calf injury,
fit,
Chris.
Yeah.
Calf injury.
As soon as I got him in the team, calf injury.
Is that one you pin on the assistant manager, Taylor?
Tierney's out now.
Yes. Sticking with Harry Kane though, aren't you? Fortunes could change for Harry Kane. Free kick for Wolves, leading Everton 2-0. Everton all in a line just outside the penalty area. Moutinho chips it forward. Jimenez gets a head on it. Awkward header away to his right. Richarlison is there to play the ball up the line to Gray. Gray able to get away from Moutinho. Runs into a challenge from Aït-Nouri and wins the free kick for Everton. Remains Wolves 2, Everton 0. Just doing the notes on the game on Aït-Nouri. So Aït-Nouri actually scored on his Wolves debut against Crystal Palace last season. And there was a line about him, and I've not been able to get the full answer list. Would have been a great sudden death. I think he was something like the 15th Frenchman to score on his debut in the Premier League. And I was hoping to be able to test you on that this evening. Here's Townsend on the right-hand side, past Aït-Nouri, cross in, Richarlison downward header, cross the face of goal, but runs to Damari Gray. His cross in is headed away by Cody. Ben Godfrey tries to get a shot away from the edge of the box. That spins away to the right. Townsend is able to collect it for Everton. Whips a left-footed ball in. Goalkeeper Sarr comes, punches it away, and then Trincao completes that clearance on the volley. Everton coming at Wolves again. Coleman's over the hit, the pass beyond Iwobi, and it's at the feet of Jose Sarr.
Yep, and the Everton fans, you can hear them now this evening, and they're probably saying to one another, why on earth didn't we start with this intensity, this effort? They're giving it a go in the second half, but maybe too late.
I count 5 Frenchmen currently in the Premier League who I know who've done that, Chris, who've scored on their Premier League debut. Current players in the Premier League. See if you can.
Current players,
Frenchmen, scored on their Premier League debuts. One of them has done it this season. One you should definitely get who's done it this season, has played for one of your former clubs that we mentioned at half time. 14 minutes gone. Second half, Wolves 2, Everton 0. Hwang with speed away from this Everton backline. Angles tight for him. Inside the penalty area, looking for the runners. Chip ball into the far post. Semedo there. Takes a touch with his right foot. Down by the byline on the right. Left-footed cross. Header from Jimenez with power, but is wide. Skips past the left-hand post and behind for the goal kick to Everton.
Tell you what, a brilliant pass from the old stager. Moutinho outside of the right foot. Hwang, blistering pace down the left-hand side. Head up, chops inside, clips the ball to the far post. Semedo retrieves the ball. Little shift back, clips the ball up left-footed. Jimenez with the header, not the pace on the ball. Has to generate his own pace. 8 yards out on the header, hits the outside of the post.
Did it?
Yes.
Hit the outside of the post. Close. 15 minutes gone, second half. Wolves leading Everton 2-0. Third goal would surely kill it and take Wolves up to 7th in the Premier League table. Trincao, support from Semedo on the outside. Cross in, first time. Keane ducks underneath it, lets it fly across the penalty area. Goes out for a throw into Everton wide on the right-hand side.
Yeah, Odson Edouard.
There you go. Came off the bench against Tottenham.
Yeah.
Scored two. Okay, so that's 1 Frenchman this season. 4 others currently playing in the Premier League who scored on their debuts. Throw in Seamus Coleman down the right. Richarlison wanted a free kick, felt he was pulled to the ground. Nothing given. Half an hour to play. BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds live at Molineux. Wolves leading Everton by 2 goals to 0. Seiss up towards Jimenez, who's looking more and more like his old self, isn't he? Yeah.
I mean, he's got his goal this evening. Really cute, cheeky finish, but he's led the line well, hasn't he?
Such an important player for them. 50th goal for the club in all competitions this evening, Jimenez, and if you think of him couple of seasons ago before the injury. I think it was 17 he scored in the Premier League. Helped them to the quarterfinals in the Europa League as well. Great to see him back out there. Everton on the ball in their blue shirts, white shorts, white socks, trailing 2-0, trying to get back into this game. Keane side foots an awkward pass, which Coleman struggled to control, very nearly had it taken off him, and then Keane plays it back to Pickford.
He's been shaky tonight, hasn't he, Michael Keane?
Yeah.
He's not been the only one.
Yeah. I noticed at Goodison Park, actually, Chris, in the Watford game, the Everton fans can get onto Keane quite quickly when things aren't going right for him. Here's Coleman, wide on the right to Iwobi, to Coleman, back into midfield to Delph. Delph chips it forward with his left foot. Kilman's underneath it for Wolves, heads it away. Ball bounces just outside the Wolves penalty area. Aït-Nouri runs into Coleman but keeps the ball for Wolves, does brilliantly, plays it down the left. Hwang in space. Dummies the first time ball, Jimenez runs towards him, delays the pass, plays it across the halfway line to Neves, bearded figure, number 8 in the Wolves midfield. He's come back into the side this evening, got a rest in the last game. Dendoncker played in central midfield, but it's been Neves tonight.
Good options in there, he's been superb, Neves this evening.
Still got Traoré to come off the bench possibly.
What a nightmare that
exactly.
is, isn't it? Blimey.
Exactly, get the old Vaseline on the arms and away we go. Here's Kilman. Nice little roll of the ball with his left foot before striking the pass with the right. Trincao couldn't hold on to it for Wolves. 18 minutes gone second half. Wolves 2, Everton 0. Football all the way through until 10 o'clock this evening. And then it's the TMS podcast at 10 o'clock tonight on 5 Live, reflecting on another thumping win for England in the World T20. They beat Sri Lanka by 26 runs today. Josh Butler, 101 not out. His first international T20 century as Keane plays it down the right to Iwobi. Dances inside. Aït-Nouri chases and chases though. Doesn't give him a second's rest there and wins it for Wolves. And the home fans really appreciate that effort. Here's Hwang. Oh, that's loose. Gives it away to Allan. Allan away from Neves. Moutinho dives in, can't win the ball. Allan holds on to it, not had much help as yet. Plays that ball into a central area. Richarlison lets it run across his body and then fires it with the outside of his right foot to Gray. Back to Richarlison, back to goal, turns inside the Wolves penalty area, plays it back to Godfrey. Godfrey across to Delph. Delph goes for a right-footed curler, blocked by Neves. Jimenez comes running back, finds Neves. Neves surrounded by blue shirts, 25 yards from his own goal, plays it back to Cody, clears up towards the halfway line. Damari Gray is caught by Semedo. Free kick for Everton. Wolves 2, Everton 0. Chris Sutton.
Yeah, they're just building a bit of a head of steam now, Everton. As Gray gets caught, gets his body in. Semedo, who's been excellent down the Wolves' right-hand side, fouls him. Opportunity for Everton, throwing Keane forward, Holgate's forward.
Townsend with the free kick, left-footed curler towards the far post. Saiss is up, heads it away for Wolves. Holgate chases for Everton, lets the ball run out of play for a throw-in wide on the right. Wolves still leading by 2 goals to 0. 25 minutes to play. Holgate long throw-in towards the near post. Aït-Nouri heads it away. Allan is there first for Everton. Townsend, early cross in. Saiss blocks it. Loose ball falls to Seamus Coleman in the inside left channel for Everton. Out to Damari Gray. Gray finds Godfrey, long way out, low driven shot, blocked, falls to Iwobi, who scores. Everton back in it. Iwobi's first time hit, buried past Jose Sarr, and maybe we've got a game on at Molineux. It's Wolves 2, Everton 1.
Yep, we have got a game on now. I tell you what, this is a really brilliant finish from Iwobi. It's Ben Godfrey who gets a shot off. He must be 25 yards out, left-hand side of the box, and it's cleared by Conor Cody, left-footed, and he sees it late, Cody does, and it goes straight into Iwobi's path, and first time he must be 14 yards out with the outside of his right boot, lashes the ball past Sarr into the back of the net. It's brilliant finish, it really is, power and precision. And Everton back in this. Didn't see this coming.
Here we go then. Wolves 2, Everton 1. Chris Sutton with us here at Molineux. 21 minutes gone in the second half. Here's Damari Gray. Back to
Really
Delph.
instinctive, wasn't it, the finish from Iwobi?
Yeah. Good technique as well. Kept his eye on the ball. Well, you talk through the technique, Chris, because I don't really know, but go on.
That's coming back quickly. You've got to have the awareness, make a quick decision, and then to execute the finish as he did.
Yeah.
Really classy effort going away from Sarr. I just wonder whether could have done better. The Wolves goalkeeper diving to his left-hand side.
Semedo down the right-hand side to Trincao. Wolves 2, Everton 1. Producer Rob had just passed me a stat from Opta about Everton, which I'll read you in just a second, which could well come into play this evening. Might be able to do something for the first time in Premier League history that they've not done before. Saiss playing a little 1-2 with Hwang. Wolves not going to be knocked out of their stride. Here's Aït-Nouri down the line to Hwang. Keane's been dragged out wide there in the right back position. Hwang onto his right foot, plays it to Aït-Nouri. Aït-Nouri just drops the shoulder, tries to move past Coleman, plays it back into midfield. Here's Moutinho. Moutinho to Saiss. Saiss to Aït-Nouri. Layoff to Neves. Neves looking for a first-time ball to Hwang. Hwang onto his right foot, into the penalty area, across to Trincao. Trincao with the chance, drags it wide.
Everything right until the last. Hwang so good once again for Wolves. Drives past Michael Keane, it's like he's not there. Has the presence, the awareness to pop it back to Trincao. I think a little nutmeg on Godfrey, and then with the goal at his mercy, we're 7 yards out, and he pulls it horribly wide with his weaker right foot. Anything on target from that range,
Yeah.
Pickford, you know, well, lucky to save it. How's he missed that head in hand?
Yet to score in the Premier League. One goal in the League Cup for Wolves against Nottingham Forest. He won't get
You would have scored that, Bruce.
I think I might, Chris.
You would have slopped with that.
I think if I'd had the engine, if I'd had the engine to get there, I'm not sure I would have had that. Might have finished it though. Here's your stat from Opta. Everton have never previously come back from 2 or more goals down at half-time to win in the Premier League. Not to draw, to win. 65 defeats, 5 draws. Townsend's free kick. Keane's headed down. Not enough power. Bounces into the arms of Jose Sarr. 24 minutes gone. Second half. Good second half as well. Wolves 2, Everton 1. You're not doing very well on your Premier League debut goal scoring Frenchman.
Lacazette.
Very good. Excellent. Kilman chips one forward for Wolves. Easily chested down by Holgate. Godfrey wasn't expecting that. It runs to Gray. Gray back to Keane. Keane inside his own half. Flicks it to Delph. Delph dances past Jimenez. Finds Alan. Alan with the outside of his right foot looking for Richarlison. Challenge on the edge of the box by Neves. Managed to take it off Alan. Couldn't keep it away from Richarlison. Richarlison with a right-footed cross into the near post. Awkward. Flicked away by Cody on the knee. Richarlison's there again inside the penalty area. Ball almost falls to Iwobi again, who was tempted to try and hit it. Now Hwang brings it away for Wolves. Plays it wide to the right. He has got serious energy levels as Hwang. Never stops running for Wolves.
Good defensive awareness there. Picking the ball up on the edge of his box. Trincao giving the ball away carelessly on the halfway line.
Hwang's now wide on the right. Trincao's through the middle. Hwang's got the ball at his feet. The action replay of Bruno Lage in his tracksuit bottoms, jumping around after Trincao missed the chance. He could not believe it either. Here's Trincao onto the left foot. Willowy figure is Trincao. Played to Saiss. Saiss looking for the run in behind from Aït-Nouri. Coleman's got it covered. Plays it away with his left foot. Here's Delph. Delph in the heart of the Everton midfield. Drives one down the middle of the pitch. Richarlison controls it on his thigh. Wolves get enough bodies around him to stop him, but Townsend is there to get to the next ball. Townsend has support from Iwobi on the right. Iwobi with his head up, looking to try and pick out a teammate in the middle. Comes back to Townsend. Might fancy hitting one from there. Cross to Alan. Alan to Godfrey again. Godfrey's shot is weak and comes bobbling through to Jose Sarr. Challenge on him on the edge of the box by Neves,
Yep.
who's down hurt.
I think Godfrey at the point when he was trying to shoot, just slips. Neves challenge as well, but good play from Everton. Let's have a look. Godfrey, heavy touch with his right foot, slips with his left foot and actually catches Neves, doesn't he?
There's two shooting positions he's got into, Chris, because as you said, he was involved in the Everton goal, wasn't he? It was his shot that came out to Iwobi. Neves slowly picks himself to his feet, and I guess Everton fans will be thinking, well, why does it take that first half performance to bring this? Why did we not start like this and have Wolves possibly stepped off it a little bit? I don't know, having the 2-0 lead at half time.
It's one of those, isn't it? 2-0. It's always the case, played for many a manager, where it's the next goal at 2-0 goes to 3, pretty much game over. But now Everton, that Iwobi goal, they just have a bit of belief.
Sice, Wham, running again, this Everton defence. Townsend gets a foot on the ball, only as far as Moutinho though. Aït-Nouri, early cross from him, half volley clearance from Holgate, goes miles in the air, drops down, hits Iwobi, knocks him over, runs to Townsend, cleared by Coleman with his right foot for Everton. Coutinho's there, lofts it back into the Wolves half. Cody does really well to chase that, and
he loves that, doesn't he, that pass.
Diagonal right to Semedo. What a flick from Trincao to Semedo. Jimenez back to Trincao on the right. Semedo's continued the run. Trincao. Oh! Holgate goes diving in. Martin Atkinson, no hesitation, points straight to the spot. And Holgate's only excuse here, the only mitigation he's trying to give is that it was outside the penalty area. He definitely caught him, Chris.
Oh, it's such a daft, reckless challenge. But was it outside?
Let's have a look.
Jimenez releases Trincao, takes a touch across Holgate. Oh, it is outside, but it goes into the box. But I think the initial contact, I think he's right. Oh, just about, isn't it?
Well, the initial contact on the foot that takes him down is just outside the penalty area. He then falls inside the box. Yeah, free kick. Lucky boy.
I mean, that's inches.
Yep. Important though, Chris. Moutinho. 16 minutes to play. Free kick. 5 yards up from the byline on the right, just outside the penalty area. Pickford has got Damari Gray as a sort of one-man blocking wall in case Moutinho tries to drive in a low one to the near post. He goes deep beyond Jimenez, who actually did the step over, hoping a teammate was behind him. Everton clear it to the halfway line.
Good step over. It's a pity Seamus Coleman was behind him to pick the ball up. You often see that from those situations, though, rather than play a high ball in.
Yeah.
You see the ball played back and
Delph's giving it away. Trincao on the move for Wolves. Support from Aït-Nouri on the left. Thought about an early cross. Plays it back into midfield to Moutinho. Wolves 2, Everton 1. Just over 15 minutes to play on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Tomorrow night, 2 Champions League commentaries for you. 5:45, Malmo against Chelsea. Live from Sweden. 8 o'clock, Atalanta against Manchester United. John Murray and Leon Osmo we were hearing from at half-time. They will be live in Bergamo tomorrow evening. Should be some game. Pickford clears with his left foot. Header won by Kilman. Wolves lead Everton 2-1. Throw in for Everton wide on the left. And who is coming on for Everton? Anthony Gordon, who is the 20-year-old winger. And I was saying to you, Chris, I was saying in the first half as well, that so when he started in the 5-2 defeat against Watford, and when he came off midway through the second half, when Everton were totally comfortable in the game, there were very noticeable loud boos for that decision, even though Richarlison came on and scored. Good skills from Gray. Quick feet wide on the left. Plays the ball back to Keane. I think Wolves are getting ready to make a change as well. Bobble hat coming off. Little fella. Daniel Podence is coming on. Cody clears with his right foot for Wolves. 14 minutes to play. Headed away by Holgate. Outside of the right boot from Moutinho. Gray is able to intercept it. Alan runs into trouble, wins a second ball. falls to Neves. Neves turns, plays it back to Kilman. Kilman wide on the right for Wolves inside his own half, sliding forward, looking for Jimenez. Keane jumps with him. Coleman under pressure. Hwang's taking it off him fairly. He's got Jimenez on the left. Finds Jimenez. Edge of the area. Hwang calling for it. Chip pass. Hwang onto the left foot. Surrounded by blue shirts. Couldn't get the shot away.
They just did enough there. The Everton back line.
Oh, this is opening up now. Allan finds Townsend. Everton trying to counter. Townsend across to Iwobi on the halfway line. Iwobi looking for Godfrey. Sliding back is Trincao. Finds Neves. Neves to Hwang. Jimenez in space on the left-hand side. Trincao making a run in the middle. Jimenez runs into the challenge of Keane. Delph is there. Chips the ball to Michael Keane. End-to-end stuff at the moment with Wolves still leading by 2-1. Allan, puffing and panting, jogging forward up to the halfway line. Socks rolled down. Number 6 on his back. No Wolves player approaches him, so he just takes a few more seconds on the ball. Back to Godfrey. Not sure Allan necessarily wanted that back, but he's got it. Down the line to Gray. Into the shins of Allan. Looked to take it on down the left. It ran away from him. He looks puffed. And the ball's gone out for a throw into Wolves. So Gordon's coming on. Anthony Gordon is coming on. Goal scorer Alex Iwobi is coming on. Exciting player, young Anthony Gordon. I think you'll enjoy watching him. Here comes Iwobi. Great strike for the goal. Rafa Benitez gives him a friendly slap on the back of the head. Well played, son. Iwobi's goal scoring record in the Premier League for Everton, that's 3 in 64 appearances, which you think probably should be better. Neves chests it down, Townsend in, blocks with his body. You probably heard that on our effects microphones. Neves thumped it forward mightily.
Yeah, it's one of those where initially Townsend doesn't want to act like he's hurt, and then it's gone away and he's wincing now.
Yeah. Trincao, who's been good, hasn't he, Chris, coming off for Wolves?
But the big opportunity to put this game to bed for Wolves. Fluffed his lines, didn't he? 7 yards out, the goal at his mercy. Pickford to beat and screwed the ball horribly wide.
Yeah. Talking about the Townsend reaction, I remember years and years ago in a classroom actually, one of my classmates doing that, leaning back on his chair, you know, like you used to do. So you sort of lean back on the chair on the 2 legs, and the teacher said, don't do that because you'll flip back and hurt yourself. And he obviously flipped back and hurt himself, smashed his head into a radiator, and then tried to carry it off that he was okay. He really wasn't okay. Bright red in the face, tears stinging the eyes. Semedo heads the ball back to Jose Sarr. Wolves 2, Everton 1.
You had radiators in your classrooms? Isn't that amazing? What a posh school you must have gone to.
It was a Latin lesson, Chris. Here's Jimenez in the centre circle, back to Moutinho. Neves with his right foot floats it out to Ait-Nouri. Almost ran away from him. Gordon does well, gets his body in the way, barges Ait-Nouri off the ball. Everton fans respond. That was right in front of them. They're over on the opposite side of the ground to us. They enjoyed that. Everton are still in this game, despite a truly dreadful first half performance. Allan with the outside of his right foot, can't find Gray. Semedo clears, great chest control from Jimenez. Finds Podence. Podence tries to skip past Keane. Keane gets enough on the ball to stop him.
And his all-round game tonight, Jimenez, the way he's held the ball up, linked up, has been absolutely top draw, first class. It's good to see him back.
Yeah, it really is. Podence, little header into midfield. Neves gets a foot on it. Allan is down hurt. Play continues. Delph gets away from the challenge of Jimenez, who tried to slide in. Ball runs away from Delph. Back to the Wolves goalkeeper Sarr. 10 minutes to play in the game. Wolves aren't hanging on, but they were so comfortable.
Yeah.
They're not now. Coutinho. Out to Ait-Nouri. Podence making a run forward into a little pocket of space. Back heel to Ait-Nouri. Ait-Nouri almost overruns it. Jumps over the challenge of Delph. Neves. Side puts one to Hwang. Hwang on to Semedo. Wonder if we will see Adama Traore or not with 10 minutes to play.
It's an interesting one, but Hwang has been that good. Is now over on this right-hand side for Wolves. Such a versatile player as well, isn't he, Hwang? Left, right, can play through the middle.
on loan from RB Leipzig. Didn't have the best season there last season. Cody's given the ball away. Delph controls it. Alan didn't have an option really to pass to there. Just towed it forward, hopefully. It's back with the Wolves keeper, Jose Sarr. Clear with his right foot down the middle of the pitch. Holgate jumps to win the header. Hwang with a little toe poke to Semedo. They almost run into each other, but Hwang takes control. Back into his own half to Kilman. Kilman under pressure from Richarlison. Up towards Semedo. Semedo turns, tries to find Jimenez. Jimenez runs into Gray. Last touch came off. Holgate, was it, or Gray? Anyway, Wolves throw on the right. Everton throw on the left. Godfrey gets ready to take the throw. Quick word with Rafael Benitez. As we wait for Godfrey to take the throw, just checking that Holgate's okay after the challenge. Thrown down towards Richarlison. Did well actually to hold off Kilman and get the ball back to Gray. Then Richarlison, still trying to hold off Kilman, ends up on the floor. Gets the ball across to Townsend. 10 yards inside the Wolves half on the right here. Little turn from Anthony Gordon, the 20-year-old. Now goes dribbling from right to left. Low pass to Coleman on the right. Coleman back to Gordon into the penalty area. Burst of speed down to the byline, trying to pull it back for Alan. Cody's in the way. Cleared away only as far as Michael Keane. Chests it down. Jimenez read that. He looked to release Pedence down the left-hand side. The ball spins loose just outside the Wolves penalty area. Richarlison and Neves collide in mid-air as they jump for the ball. The free kick has gone Neves' way. Richarlison doesn't agree. Wolves get the free kick. The lead 2-1.
What Richarlison's moaning about is a bouncing ball. Neves gets there first and Richarlison ploughs into him. It's a free kick and Wolves can try and take the sting out of the game. Good driving run, wasn't it, from Gordon? Got to the Wolves byline, pulled it back. Wolves scramble the ball clear.
So stoppage in play at the moment. 7 minutes to go in the game. Wolves leading Everton 2-1. Malmo Chelsea in full at 5:45 tomorrow. Atalanta Manchester United, full commentary live from Italy at 8 o'clock. Wednesday night we're live at Anfield for Liverpool against Atletico Madrid, so we'll be keeping a close eye on Jurgen Klopp and Diego Simeone during that one. Updates on Manchester City against Club Bruges, or Brugge as they say over there, Chris, as I found out when I went a couple of weeks ago. Pedence's ball intercepted by Alan. And Friday night Premier League action, full commentary on Aston Villa away to Southampton. Here's Townsend, Andros Townsend inside his own half, back to Godfrey. Everton running out of time. 6 minutes to play, heading for a third consecutive defeat in the Premier League unless they can find an equaliser. Godfrey gets away from Hwang. Up to the corner of that Wolves penalty area, cross in, finds Richarlison on the bounce, chests it down, runs here to Seamus Coleman. Coleman with his right foot, shot blocked at the near post. Cody throws his body in the way. It's behind for an Everton corner.
There's a good driving run, wasn't it, down the left-hand side from Godfrey. Eventually smuggles the ball across to Richarlison. Coleman wide on the right-hand side, puts his laces through the ball. Conor Cody hits his left thigh behind for an Everton corner.
To be careful with his hands there, kept them.
His hands were by his side, weren't they?
Yeah. So he's being careful. That's the point I was trying to make. Corner Everton. Can they find the equaliser? Townsend with his left foot whips that into the near post. Saved by Sarr. Brilliant save. Reflex block away to his right, and Holgate very nearly able to follow up the rebound. Hwang clears. Oh, he's gone down hurt having made the clearance, but Wolves are away on the counter here. Hwang has stayed down inside his own half. Jimenez plays it down the left to Ait-Nouri. Hwang's now on his feet. He's okay. Delph clears with his right foot, and Townsend is away down the right for Everton. Wolves have plenty of players back. Couple of step overs from Townsend, then a third, working it onto the left foot. 25 yards from goal, looking for an option. Lays it back to Alan. Alan has all the time in the world to find Gordon on the right. Gordon stands the ball up to the far post. Gray's there, heads it back across goal. Richarlison looking to try and do something acrobatic. Falls to Gray with the volley. Saved by Sarr, free kick anyway. It's gone to Wolves.
What a save from Sarr. It was Gordon with the header from the corner. Flashing header. Flash Gordon, you could say. It's a great delivery, isn't it? Pace on the ball, and he's so unlucky gets up early. Gordon directs the ball, is heading towards the far corner, and Sarr leaps to his right hand side, big right hand. And you're right, Holgate had gambled in at the far post, but Wolves get the ball clear.
So this could be a fourth win in 5 Premier League games for Bruno Lage. Wolves could be heading up to 7th in the Premier League table. Remember their first 2 seasons back in the Premier League under Nuno Espirito Santo, saw them finish 7th both times, took them into the Europa League one season all the way through to the quarter-finals, getting ready to make a couple of changes. Leander Dendoncker, muscular Belgian, number 32 on his back, getting ready to get into the action. Semedo coming forward has lost it. How long have we got? 3 minutes plus added time. Everton still believing they might be able to get something out of it. If they do, Pickford's 2 saves in the first half will be crucial to the end result. Gordon's made a difference as well. Look bright since coming on.
He hasn't been on that long, but seems to be more direct than Iwobi.
2.5 minutes to play. Wolves fans trying to sing their team across the finish line. Everton have the ball. Gordon's dropped deep to get on it. Plays it back to Keane. Keane to Delph. Delph to Gordon. Pedence closes him down quickly. Out wide to Coleman. Pass blocked by Aït-Nouri. And it's a throw in for Everton wide on the right. Coleman has the ball above his head. Lofts one into space. Saiss chases it. Hooks it up in the air with his left foot. Delph bumping into Moutinho in midfield. Ball is loose. Falls for Everton. Townsend onto his right foot wide on the right. Good challenge by Saiss. Townsend gets back in front of him. Pedence takes it off him. Coleman in to win it for Everton. Now Gordon on the turn. Gordon plays it back to Delph. 89th minute of the game. Wolves leading Everton by 2 goals to 1. Godfrey to Gray. Gray one-on-one with Semedo. Thinks about trying to beat him on the outside. Hwang in to help his teammate out. Gray goes charging back, try and win the ball back, commits the foul. Free kick for Wolves.
Brilliant at both ends. Hwang doubling up there with Semedo against Gray, who's such a tricky player. Eventually wins the free kick.
So Raul Jimenez is going to make way for Leander Dendoncker. Jimenez pretending he can't see his number, nor that he's heard the whistle. Just wasting a bit of time. Seamus Coleman saying, your time to go. Headgear comes off. Chris, as a fellow centre forward, you've enjoyed that performance tonight, haven't you?
Absolutely. Said earlier, it's good to see him back at his all-round best. Brilliant finisher, which he is. Took his goal so well in the first half, but it's the way he leads the line, the way he holds the ball up, the way he links the play, and he has that ability when the time is right. Space in behind, he'll run in behind. He is such a handful, and it's been too much for the Everton centre-halves this evening.
Late throw the dice from Everton as well. Damari Gray comes off, Salomon Rondon comes on. Standing ovation for Raul Jimenez. Dendoncker on. 90th minute of the game here on BBC Radio 5 Live. And West Brom connections, I presume, mean the boos for Salomon Rondon, who has scored Premier League goals for West Brom and for Newcastle, yet to do it for Everton. Playing under Rafael Benitez in China for Dalian. I wonder if Benitez will go for the tracksuit bottoms again. The result ends up going against the
tracksuit bottoms.
Well, I mean, if that's
tracksuit trousers earlier.
That's what you want to call them, just so that the younger audience will understand, Chris. I guess I can go with it. By the way, sausage roll at half-time. Anything for the journey home?
Carrot cake, Bruce.
Have you now?
Yeah.
Pickford with his left foot. Long clearance. 5 minutes of added time. Wolves 2, Everton 1. Ball with Delph, midway inside the Wolves half. Now Holgate. Holgate looking for the diagonal away to the right. Aït-Nouri able to jump with Gordon. Gordon gets up well to win the header. Coleman has to really battle his size,
hasn't he? And Coleman's not happy with the challenge.
Oh, there's a bit of afters, push and shove. Coleman went eyeball to eyeball. Gordon's getting involved. Other players joining in. Salomon Rondon throwing his weight around. Actually, no good for Everton. This they need, they don't want stoppage, do they? They want to try and keep the rhythm of the game going.
Perfect for Wolves. Run the clock down. anything in that.
No.
Sice hit the ball off Seamus Coleman. Coleman, a fiery character.
Yellow card for him, for the Everton captain. Just very quickly, in case people have been playing the Frenchman to score in their Premier League debuts. Any others for me, Chris, before I chuck a few out there?
Giroud?
No, not his debut, no. Not on this list, anyway.
Pogba?
No. Martial, yes.
I was going to say him.
Ndombele. Mope. I could keep going. Wolves 2, Everton 1. Rondon with the layoff from the throw-in. Aït-Nouri plays it away down the left-hand side. Hwang's lost it. Michael Keane forward for Everton down the right on a little dribble here. Has the ball taken off him. Sice hurriedly clears with his left foot. Hwang volleys it out of play for an Everton throw. 2 minutes of added time have been played. 3 minutes to go. Fabio Silva is now getting ready to come on for Wolves. And they're holding on to this 2-1 lead. Important save by Jose Sarr from the Gordon header as Delph nods the ball down to Coleman wide on the right. Wolves have bodies out there. Gordon with a little trick and a turn. Low cross into the legs of Dendoncker. Ball breaks for Delph. Puts his foot on it. Aït-Nouri tries to clear with his left foot. Everton desperate to keep this in play. Hwang slides in. Challenges Townsend. Throw in for Everton on the right. Townsend takes it quickly. Delph on the ball, closed down by Moutinho. Got to be careful, Prudence could see a back pass coming there. Shut that off. Delph's high ball forward to the edge of the box. Keane tries to win the header. Godfrey's there inside the Wolves penalty area. Semedo's got to be careful with the challenge. It's back to Holgate. Good dummy. Holgate slides the pass down the left. Godfrey's there, cross in. Semedo blocks, out for an Everton throw.
Where was this desperation in the first half? Everton really building pressure. Long throw coming in from Holgate.
Here we go, 2 minutes to play of added time. Remember, it's a minimum, we could go beyond that as well. Hwang Hee-chan, great performance from the South Korean. Thought he had his 5th goal of the season. That was ruled out for offside, taking his time to come off. Really good signing, loan signing for Wolves this season. So 2 minutes or so to play. If Wolves do end up drawing 2-2, they will absolutely kick themselves, I think. Silva's on, Fabio Silva. That's taken another 30 seconds or so, so I still think we've got a couple of minutes to play here. Holgate waiting to take the throw. Long run to the touchline. In it comes, spinning ball. Oh, header drops inside the 6-yard box. Sarr's there. Came off Semedo's head. There was no one there for Everton.
Well, why isn't there an Everton player gambling? I know it was off Semedo's head, but there has to, Everton have filled the box, and someone needs to anticipate, gamble, get across the front post, expect the mistake.
Looks like it's going to be too little too late for Everton. Rafael Benitez in this 350th Premier League game in charge, staring another defeat in the face. Here's Pickford, clears with his left foot. 5th minute of added time at the end of the game. Minimum of 5 went up on the board, so it really is last chance saloon time for Everton. Anthony Gordon being forced away from goal, back to the halfway line to Michael Keane. Wolves fans baying for the whistle. Godfrey jumps to win a header. Who got the touch? Godfrey did. Goes behind for a goal kick. Wolves should be able to see this out, you'd think.
They have no rush, and Sarr Rondon picks the ball up, puts it down. Everton want Wolves to hurry. Everton weren't hurrying themselves in the first half. You can't just turn up for one half in the Premier League. That's what Everton have done this evening. They end up losing this game. They'll get what they deserve.
Bruno Lage takes a big swig of water. Last minute or so for his team to try and see this out. Martin Atkinson not looked at the watch just yet. Keane heads the clearance forward. Volleyed forward by Dendoncker towards Daniel Prudence, who'll just try and keep it for Wolves. It's all over. Huge roars around Molineux. Joyous celebrations from Bruno Lage, who jumps in the air, punches the air in delight, chest bumps with one of the members of his coaching staff, and Chris Sutton takes Wolves to 4 wins in their last 5 Premier League games after a really difficult start. They're up to 7th in the table.
Absolutely. Bruno Lage giving it large at the final whistle, but delighted with his team's performance, and This is a Wolves side who are building momentum. Slow start to the season, but they are in a really good place. I thought, on balance, thoroughly deserved to win this game this evening. Second half, Everton gave it a go. It was too late, but in the main, a really composed performance from Wolves. Another 3 points.
Yeah, 3 points for Wolves, 3 consecutive defeats for Everton. Wolves dominant in the first half. Kilman and Jimenez with the goals. Better from Everton in the second half. Iwobi managed to get one back. Sarr made an excellent save from Anthony Gordon's header. Jordan Pickford stomps off disgusted as he rips his goalkeeping gloves off. Everton beaten again. Wolves 2, Everton 1.